What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today is more of an update of what's going on and just letting you guys in. Like I know I don't post very often, and that's going to be changing. And I always say that, I know, but today that is definitely going to be changing because I do need a distraction. So, for those who don't know, I've kind of just kept certain things away from everybody, mainly just because I'm embarrassed about it. It's not something I'm proud of. But I think it's time for me to open up so you guys know what I'm struggling with. Because maybe there's somebody out there who can relate to what I'm going through or that has experience with what I'm going through. So today I'm going to talk about the last, I would say, month. And I'm also going to talk about my diagnoses, which I said I was going to do, but I just never did, and that's my fault. So I'm sorry, guys. But I'm going to start off with what's been going on lately. So I was doing edibles for a while, and for those who don't know what edibles are or aren't with the term, it would be marijuana gummies, and so I was taking one or two a day, every other day, every few days, every week, whatever. And just yesterday, I realized what was happening, and so a little bit of a backstory so you guys understand why it's a huge deal for me. I am a drug addict in recovery, and my birth mother, was also a drug addict when she was having me. It's kind of, I guess, in a way, it's genetic, I think, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, so I was doing really good, and then I think it's part of partially it's peer pressure. I was around all these people that were doing weed, and I was like, oh, I want to do that too. It's a mistake, especially since I used to do very, 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 very hard drugs. Like, I've been on pretty much everything in the book. I'm not going to go into details. I'm not going to tell you how it was. I'm not going to explain the story unless you guys want me to, because obviously then I will. But right now it's just formalities of what I've been going through. But yeah, so I was a very heavy drug user, with very heavy. Heavy isn't the word I'm looking for. With a lot of illicit drugs. And so recently, like I would say a month ago, I started taking edibles, because for a while it was helping with my anxiety. It was helping with my body pain, stress, and I was kind of chill. And then as the days and the weeks went by, I started popping more and more and more. And yesterday I caught myself after the fact that I took said edible. And so yesterday I was in the parking lot of our apartment, and I had like one or two left in my pocket, and I remember just ripping it open and eating it like it was nothing. And right then and there, I was like, oh my god, like I'm going downhill again, and my moods started kind of just going downhill, and it got to the point where I couldn't go throughout the whole entire day without having at least four in my pocket, or six, whatever, and just be able to walk around normally. Like, I had to be popping one or two like every other hour or every hour, and it was bad. And so yesterday when I was in the parking lot, like right after I took it, I was like, oh my god, I took it was nothing. Like, I've done this a million times, and sure enough, I have. But we're not going to go into that. But yeah, so today starts me back at day one of my sobriety or my recovery journey, and I will be documenting my journey with you guys because I know there is a lot of people out there who struggle with the same thing or are going through the same thing. You don't know until you put it out there, and then you have those people that are like, hey, I know how that feels. Or, hey, you got this, keep your head up. Or you have those people you can relate to. So I'm not putting this out there for anybody though. This is more of like a, a, a video diary, put it that way. It's a video diary for me to look back on someday when I'm like, 10 years from now and be like, look, that's how I used to be, compared to, look, now this is how I am today. It's something I can look back on and kind of just be proud of how far I've gone, or how far I've gotten. But yeah, that's a little bit of what's going on. Is just right now I'm going through the withdrawal stage because yesterday, Aiden and Ray, which is, where is he? There he is, right there. He helped. They both had me throw it out. Like, I had a cash box of edibles and it was full. Like, well, full or half full, actually, because I went through at least 50% of the edibles in 3 days, and that's a problem. And I didn't realize it until my husband asked me to open it so I could see how much was left, and I was like, well, I mean, it's not pretty. There's 50% left, and I've already gone through 50%. So they had a garbage bag, and they're like, all right, you gotta do it. And I had to, it hurt so bad to have to throw out like 50% of my stash away. And I was sitting there like, frick, this hurts. Like, I was going insane for a little bit because I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm anxious. But, I mean, that's all part of it, right? Like, you feel like crap. You're anxious. You don't know what to do with yourself. And you're just going insane in the membrane, if you want to say it that way. That's kind of our thing. It's a little joke. It's an inside joke. But anyway, yeah, so today I'm very jittery. I'm very just all over the place because I don't have my weed, and it sucks. But I will get there. I'll get there. It takes time, it takes work, it takes patience, perseverance, it takes people checking up on you, it takes you reaching out to people and letting them know, hey, look, I am not doing okay today. Can you just come over and hang out, or can we go get some coffee or something? And communication is huge. When you're going through recovery, it's freaking huge to communicate, whether it's with your sponsor or it's with your therapist or your doctors. It's imperative that you communicate. Especially if you're in a relationship, because I'm not gonna like name drop anybody, because it's really, this is a situation that was between me, a partner, and their ex, I guess, if you want to say it that way. But I won't be name dropping any of them because really it's nobody's business. But I'm using it as an example. But my partner and his ex just stopped talking yesterday, and it was very difficult for my partner to even fathom what was going on in their head. So I kind of got drug in between these two for a while. And a big thing that they lack is, well, not they. My partner does fantastic with communication. That's all he wants is communication. It was the other person that was involved, and they refused to communicate. So I was basically the window. Or not the window. I was the person that would relay things to my partner about what said person was saying. And it made it very difficult, because my partner would text me and be like, well, I didn't know that. Why did they tell you? Well, I'm not sure. Like, but for the longest I would say for the last week, I was relaying things to my partner that this person was saying, and my partner was always surprised that they were saying that when they had told them something completely different, or that wasn't true, or just half of the story. So my main point here is basically, if you're in a relationship, you got to communicate. It doesn't matter if you're a drug addict or an alcoholic or you're none of those things. You, whatever you're feeling, you need to communicate. And the big picture of all this, and kind of like the lesson learned in this particular situation when it comes to me and my partner and his now ex, is it doesn't matter what you're going through. If that person cares about you, you should communicate that you're not doing well. Because the person that we had to deal with, they made up all these things. There was excuses. There was, oh, I didn't think to tell you, or another one was, just off the top of my head, was, oh, you should probably know this before you find out from somebody else, or whatever. They were using their mental health things as excuses as to why not to tell somebody something. But really, that can be damaging in a relationship. And typically, when you're in a relationship, your partner wants you to communicate with them, and that goes without saying. But it doesn't matter if it's a romantic relationship or a friendship. You always want to communicate how things are going, or how you're doing, or how you're feeling, or what you're struggling with. Because if they do care, they're going to want you to tell them. So just keep that in mind. And that's something I've actually gotten better at too, is with my partner now. Like, he's telling me by text, like, hey, if you ever need to just text me and even just warn me that you need to talk about something serious next time we're together, just be like, hey, here's a little bit of a warning. This is the gist of what I'm trying to say, but I'll tell you in full detail next time I see you in person. You can do something like that too. Because I'm autistic, I stay away from confrontation usually. So texting definitely helps me in communicating. It doesn't have to always be in person. Typically, I text serious topics because serious topics scare me. And it's because sometimes that can lead to confrontation. Sometimes I'll be in the same room with Aiden and I'll text him something silly. I can't do this by vocal communication, but I'm going to do it by text. And that's good enough for him. As long as I tell him what's going on in my head, it doesn't matter how he receives the information, as long as he gets it from me directly. But yeah, anyway, so the point of this whole thing is basically just make sure you communicate. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship or a romantic relationship. You always need to communicate. And I think that's the one thing that everybody enjoys about me, especially like I was saying, when I met my partner, it was a little bit difficult for me to communicate with them because I was nervous. I hadn't dated in a long time, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll figure it out. And I didn't realize how easy it was to communicate with not only them, but like Ray and my husband Aiden, and like I'm doing better as far as the communication goes, and they can see it too. Like, I mentioned things that I'd never mentioned, and they're like, oh, well, that's good to know, thank you for telling me, instead of me bottling it up and just exploding. And which has been happening on and off lately, but I also have the stress of just the withdrawals. Like, lately, that's, like, today is an off day for me because I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I had to do laundry, and I got back after doing the laundry, and I was like, I hate laundry. Like, I fucking hate laundry. But it's because our laundry room is also like across the parking lot, and you have to walk back and forth every time you have to switch the laundry and then get the laundry and whatever. But there's that as far as how I'm doing lately. As far as the struggle is real. and it sucks for sure. I feel like shit. Um, but it will get better. It always will. It always will. It always does get better. Right now is just I need to keep my mind occupied. And how I'm going to be doing that is with videos, and I'm going to be pumping them out every single day. It may not be at the same time every day, but it will be every single day. Even if it's just a small video just saying, hey guys, this is how I'm doing today. This is how my withdrawals went today, or this is what I did today, or just something so there is a little bit of content out, even if it's not very long. The reason I'm making this video a bit longer than usual is because I want people to understand how serious what it is I'm going through is, and I just want you guys to know what's going on. I want to be a complete and open book with you guys, open and honest, because that's how I roll. I don't I don't want to portray this typical facade that you see on YouTube of where people are always having a fantastic day. I want you guys to know that I have struggles and that I do have bad days. I do have bad experiences. I want to share that with you so that it doesn't. I want to share that with you so I'm not portraying this facade of, oh, I'm always happy, and oh, today was a fantastic day, like it is every day. Like, I don't want to lie to you guys and say, hey guys, it's fantastic today, when really inside I'm not doing good. Because again, that's the communication. And I want to be completely honest with you guys. That's just how I roll. And like I said, my biggest fear is people seeing me and being like, oh, he's just portraying a facade of, oh, everything's fine. That's not how I roll. I don't want to portray a facade because that's not who I am. The next topic is my diagnoses, and that's going to be pretty quick. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Even though there's a lot of diagnoses. Or diagnosis, however you guys say it. But also, please don't. This is not how I'm gonna look every day. Like, I look like shit right now, but give it a week or two, and I'll be looking way better. It's just been really rough. So, yeah. So my diagnoses. I have ADHD, which is pretty obvious. ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder. I have severe major depressive disorder with anxiety, which can make socializing very, 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 very difficult. And it's as if it weren't bad enough having autism, you have severe major depressive disorder with anxiety, which adds a lot onto my plate because I get severe social anxiety. Like, I mean, so bad that I don't even really like being around a whole bunch of people. And right now, I'm really forcing myself to get back into the habit of socializing and getting out there, hanging out with people, going on dates. I'm trying to force myself out of the house. Even though it's taking me out of my comfort zone and something way out of my realm, I'm forcing myself to do it because I know it's going to make me. I know it's going to make socializing easier as time goes on. On top of that, let's see, what I go through: ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder. Okay. And obviously next would be severe social anxiety. That's a different thing. On top of my new diagnoses that I just got recently, which is 3, technically, if you want to, sort of. So, I have IED, which is intermittent explosive disorder. And what that means is that I can not flip out, I guess have rages, and they can be aggressive. sometimes. And with IED, it can be scary. You know, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're having rages, you're having fits, your adrenaline is like pumping, and it sucks. Like, it sucks. And it's one of those things that you know, when I heard my doctor and I was telling him, like, hey, I've been doing research, and then having my doctor look at me and be like, no, you're right, IED is in there. It was definitely shocking because I was like, well, great, now I'm just this insane person, and you know, and he was like, no, you're not insane. He said it just means your brain is different than everybody else's. And he said, you know, there's treatments for this, there's medications, there's like EMDR, and there's I was gonna say MTC, but that's Mission Training Center. That's Mormon stuff. But yeah, no. I grew up Mormon, for those who don't know. It's been a rough day. But yeah, no, so there are treatments for IED. And sometimes I'll have like vocal fits where I'll just like rage, you know, just yell and scream and cry and just keep going for a long time, and it's stressful and it sucks, and you don't realize it at the time, but when you have IED or anything, pretty much any mental health diagnoses, you tend to use the people that you love the most as a emotional punching bag, and it's been adding a lot of stress. But at the same time, now that everybody else is aware of what's going on, they can all help me. And one of those things is like distracting me with YouTube or distracting me with a game. You know, Aiden or Ray will turn on the Xbox and be like, no, you need to play some video games or something, man. Like, chill the fuck out. Another thing is, you know, putting a weighted blanket on me. That's why I have my weighted blanket, because it really does help just bring the anxiety down. And it's a really nice way to just relax. I rely on that weighted blanket to help me get through anxiety attacks, and it's really, really nice. And another thing is like having a service dog, which, some more. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hi, baby. Hi. Like this. She is a service dog in training, which I didn't know I could do this, but I can owner train her, which I didn't know was a thing. Hey, come back. You're not done yet. Come here. I love you. I love you. You're a good girl. Thank you. But yeah, so I do have a lot of diagnoses, and I'm okay with it. Like, it used to be scary at first. Oh my gosh, I'm insane, I'm crazy, and then I realized how many people have mental health diagnoses and disorders and, you know, concerns, and all of a sudden I felt like I wasn't alone. And I think, you know, finding your people is the biggest thing when you're struggling. Hi, what's up? Hey, no, you gotta stay here because I need more cuddles. But finding your people is very important when it comes. Wait, you want to go see Ray Ray? That's fine. That's fine. When it comes to recovery, when it comes to just mental health things, you know, finding your people is where it's at, because you have people you can relate to, or vice versa. They can relate to you. You have people you can talk to. You kind of want to just build that trust bond with your people, and then have that set group of people that you have as like your accountability partners or whatever it be. Maybe just check in with them every day, you know, stuff like that. That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm going through some friends, and I'm gonna create a chat for everybody. Like, hey, if you're not doing good, talk in this chat. If you're thinking about withdrawing, or not withdrawing, if you're thinking about relapsing, check in. If you're thinking about such and such, whatever it is, it's like if you guys are mentally struggling, whether it be with your recovery or mentally, check into this chat and somebody will always be there to talk to you. And that's the biggest thing. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. I have a lot of diagnoses and I'm still learning about every single one of them. And on top of that, I did forget to mention two more diagnoses is stress-induced Tourette's, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so like when I'm out in public, in like big areas, I tic, which is weird. Like my neck.
That happened to?
Yep, he has it too. Oh, he does. And like when I'm really stressed, my neck will kind of do like that twitch thing, you know, and then I just start spouting. And on top of that, my stutter has been getting a little bit worse, but that's due to stress. Aiden last night was very surprised that it was actually my stutter was actually getting worse than it has been in a long time. So, and I think it's just my brain is going like a million miles an hour right now, and so my brain is, or my mouth is trying to say the words that are inside of my head, but my brain is not letting me do it. So then that's when the stuttering happens. And the only reason I mentioned stress-induced Tourette's to my doctor is because Ray has it, and the night that I had one of my really, really bad mental health nights, I started ticking, and bad. Apparently, I don't remember exactly how bad it was, but
It was bad.
Yeah, apparently it was bad. He said my neck was starting to twitch, and I started like spouting different words off, and a lot of the signs were Tourette's. And I trust somebody, obviously, who has Tourette's to go to my doctor and be like, hey, this is what my roommate said, they have Tourette's, what do you think? And for them to turn around and be like, no, that wow. Whoops. Fuck. I can't even make a video without stuttering at the end. Like, goddamn. For my doctor to turn around and say that's accurate is kind of comforting, because it means that the people I'm with know what they're talking about as well. So yeah, that's what's that. That's what's going on, and if you've made it to the end of the video, that's awesome. Thanks for watching. Like, I know I probably ranted.
You forgot something?
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Oh.
This is just near the end.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. But like I said, if you guys have stayed near the end or all the way to the end, I really appreciate you guys. And please remember that the comments that are in the video, or that you guys put on the videos, whether it be like, hey, good job, you're doing fantastic, or hey, I really like your content, or just something positive. Every time I see one of your guys' positive comments, please know that's one of the things that keeps me going as a YouTuber. It kind of just encourages me, because I'm like, you know what, there's somebody out there who really enjoys my videos, and it really feels good, because I do put a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of thought and planning into my videos recently, and I'm starting to take it seriously. And it's nice when people give me that chance and they're like, look, I'll watch your videos, you don't have to stick around. If you don't like my content, that's okay. That is totally fine. I'm not offended, because I personally know that over the years of watching YouTube, my taste has changed in a lot of YouTubers, and that's just how it goes. You know, you grow up and you kind of grow out of that person, and that's okay. So for those who have stuck around, thank you. I will see you guys later. Like, my battery is like at 5% at this point, so I gotta cut it quick. I gotta cut it off. But I love you guys, and I wanted to be open and I wanted to be honest about what was going on, so you guys aren't in the dark as to why it's been about 6 days since I put a video Please look for a video tomorrow because I will be putting a video out, even if it's, like I said, even if it's short, just saying, hey guys, today was a good day and here's why. Or hey, today was a bad day and here's why. But here's what I'm doing to make it better. So, yeah, I will see you guys mañana. Thank you for all of your love and your support and your acceptance. You guys are amazing, and I hope we can grow this family bigger and bigger and bigger as we go on. I'm excited to see where this channel goes. Like, I really am. If you guys have any like advice or suggestions for anything, whether it be like my recovery or the videos or video ideas, put it in the comments down below. And I will definitely look at them. And if I pick one or when I pick one, I will put in the video like thank you to whoever recommended a video idea, and I'll kind of give you a little shout out too, if you guys want that. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Keep smiling, keep your head up, and as always, you guys are beautiful. Remember, every day is a fresh day to start over. It's never ever, you're never ever going to get a chance or not get a chance to not start over. Okay, so remember, if you're having a bad day today, take a deep breath, do some self-care, shower, whatever, read a book, watch a movie, play video games, and remember that tomorrow is a fresh day to start over. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. I will see you guys later.
Oh, your battery was